The 5-year ADRIFI project seeks to strengthen the resilience of rural households to climate-related shocks by enhancing the capacity of the government of the Gambia to respond to drought. Is worth $3.69 million. Under the project, a report is generated assessing the disaster risks faced by the country. Today's forum with international development partners, notably the African Development Bank, will help develop a financing strategy, policies, regulations, and laws on disaster management and response. The head of mission from African Development Bank, Dr. Andrew Modi, said the bank is committed to supporting developing countries amid severe challenges on food systems, thus the need to scale up resource mobilization to build community resilience to climate change.
Annually, it's estimated about 7 to 15 billion is lost in the continent as a result of climate shocks, and about 700 million people estimated to be vulnerable. And this program, it makes an important dent. Africa Risk Capacity has been providing risk management solutions to 30 million. That's a big number, but it's only 4% of the 700 million that require it. And we expect, given what we know of climate change, that more and more are going to be requiring this kind of solutions that are provided by the Africa Risk Capacity, under which ADRIFI supports from the African Development Bank. So with this increasing exposure, it's really up to those of us who are supporting such programs to scale them up, to offer them to more people and communities within the Gambia, to more countries across the continent, and more vulnerable individuals.
In his statement, the Deputy Permanent Secretary, Minister of Finance, Ousman Manneh, noted that the financing strategy will help the country understand the state of disaster risks in addressing the growing climatic uncertainties. He thanked the bank and other partners for their support as the refocused National Development Plan is under implementation.
The findings of the Gambia Disaster Risk Diagnostic we will be discussing here today are the results of rigorous analysis and collaborations between the Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs and the Disaster Management Agency, NDMA, including African Development Bank and the Center for Disaster Protection. The findings of this diagnostic will help us understand the nature and magnitude of various disaster risks faced by our countries, such as flood, droughts, windstorm, and etc. It will also be helpful for us to have a comprehensive understanding of the current state of disaster risk and its financing in our country, highlighting gaps and opportunities for improvement.
The Gambia is the pioneers of the Africa disaster risk financing across the African continent, and 15 other countries are now beneficiaries of the initiative towards climate management solutions in protecting the continent's resources. Ousman Manneh, GRTS.